So Chloe, thank you for coming in today. Tell us a little bit about what brought you to CREST-Ed.
So I got my undergrad in mathematics and I wanted to be a teacher, so I had to do the master's program. And during one of my interviews to get into Georgia State, my supervisor had mentioned the CREST-Ed program, and so then kind of looked more in depth into it. And I always wanted to do Title I school, so it kind of fit right in my repertoire. And we discussed more about it, went through the interviews, and then now I'm here. Yeah.
Tell us about your journey then, if you always wanted to work in a Title I or high needs school. What
Sure.
brought you to that?
So my mom is a children's minister. She was my entire life, and she has worked with kids forever. And I think growing up watching that and seeing her work with kids in really hard situations, and my grandma taught Title I Washington, D.C. So I feel like it was a little bit in my blood. And kind of watching them grow up and see what they did and what they were able to accomplish by using their abilities was pretty impressive to me, so I wanted to do something of that nature.
So it's a family tradition.
Very big family tradition.
Tell us about what you think have been your greatest challenges in this residency.
Ooh. I guess I would have to say patience, because I think that's something you learn very quickly your first time in the classroom, that there's a lot of different aspects of teaching that involve patience, whether that's developing your classroom management. You know, when you sit back and think about and daydream about how you're going to be a teacher, you imagine this perfect classroom with all the kids sitting and listening, and then you get in there and that's not quite how it is. So I had to kind of take a step back and learn that comes with territory and it comes with time. And then also just sometimes when you say a sentence a certain way, that's not going to click to every single student in the classroom, and that's perfectly okay. And I think that took some time and patience to learn how to do that and how to reach certain kids in different areas and different learning styles and such.
That's really interesting as to how you think about the classrooms being arranged in your work with students. Tell us about what you've learned in CREST-Ed that's benefited you the most in your preparation to be able to be very responsive to your students.
With CRESTEd, I feel like a lot of the co-teaching methods that we've talked about even before our sit-in residencies, just learning how to be an active student teacher in the classroom. I think that's really helpful. And then also the student engagement and management activities that we've practiced. My mentor teacher and I actually use those in the classroom, which have been so beneficial to not only me but to her, to learn new things and get updated and everything. And it really works with the kids too. They don't want to do the same thing every day, so if we can bring new ideas, then they get excited, and then I'm excited, and then it's a good day. Yeah.
As a result of your participation in CREST-Ed, what do you know now that you simply did not know before this residency?
That consistency is very important, because I did some observation. I did a teaching observation class in my undergrad just as an elective, and so I was there a couple days a week and just kind of hanging out, viewing a classroom. And I was definitely treated differently. I don't want to say disrespected or any sort, but just the students knew I was just someone who kind of came in and out of the classroom. And with this CREST-Ed residency, we're there every day, all day. So being viewed as a teacher in the classroom, even though I'm just a student teacher, and that consistency every day of seeing me, of me helping with this, and my mentor teacher and I having a consistent relationship as opposed to a person who just comes in her classroom, has been so helpful. And that teaches you how important consistency is in school. Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add that we've not asked you about?
Just that CREST-Ed kind of made graduate school possible for me. You know, when you get out of college, there's not a lot of money, and then this stipend made it possible for me to do this, and to do this in a beneficial way and get my education. And so I can't thank them enough for that participation, and also just getting so much more time in the classroom than a typical student teacher would get. And that is so vital, because next semester, when it turns over to us leading the classroom, we have plenty of hours and plenty of observation and time to prepare for all of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.